Hey unicorns, it is Ellie, and I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm just outside, and some of the leaves are falling. It's autumn, feels great. And so, I know it's kind of weird for me to make like this type of YouTube video. I know I made my Grant Cardone video, and I made a Tana Mojo video, and it's just like, yo, these big name people, like, what's up? And I'm just like, here's the thing. Sometimes I just have like opinions that I want to share. Whoever sees it, you know? It's not for clout chasing. It's not for, like, I think my Tana video got like 9 views. My Grant Cardone video got like 50 views or something. So it's like, I'm not trying to gain an audience off of these types of videos. I just want to share how I feel about the situation. And I also show some insight. So anybody who might watch the video, who may have been a previous subscriber of that person, may have been a previous follower of that person, they don't feel all types of salty about the situation. So yeah, that's all I'm doing. And also excuse my voice, I am a little bit under the weather. So yeah, you know, it's November. It's normal, very, very normal stuff. So recently there was a video dropped by a YouTuber named vontoocut, and what's funny? What's funny? You want to get MJ sticks? Okay, go ahead. Go get him. So he is a YouTuber, well, was a YouTuber who was part of the spiritual YouTuber community. And there's a plane. Yo, and then a train's gonna pass by. So yeah, he would make spiritual videos and help people who are on their woke awakening journey. And here's the thing that I don't really think that a lot of people understand about spirituality. It's not something you're supposed to use as a trend. So if he was in it for, I mean, here's the thing. He said that his higher self was supposed to kill Vaughn and was in Mayor March. Oh, just for clarification. And this crow, there's somebody trying to stop this video. So I did not watch the original video. I'm not in a sensitive place right now, but I watched several videos about what people had to say about it. And I watched his response video, a live stream that he did with, I think it was a channel called We Are Woke. They did a live stream, I believe it was on Instagram. And I was listening to the stuff he said. Now, unfortunately, his response, the comments, they're probably carrying energy from the previous video, which is why I didn't watch it. I may watch it after this video and make a part 2 to this, because this is about spirituality. It's not so much about Vaughn. But they were not regarding the things he was saying in the actual live stream video. And so they were just saying things like, you know, bad energy, bad vibes, just, you know, I'm gonna unsubscribe, all that stuff. But it's like, the things he was saying in the live stream video made a lot of sense from his perspective. So self was supposed to kill Vaughn in either, he said May or March. I think it was March. So if Vaughn was supposed to physically die in March, then he admitted to pretty much putting on a facade for a few months, for a lot of the year. So although the things he was saying was very, very true in his videos, he no longer believed the information that he was putting out. And that is an issue. The people I follow in the spiritual community, this is their life, you know, where they teach people about spirituality. You know, people pay for sessions to work with them. And it's like, you know, I grew up Christian, so really a lot of those types of services were always free. But when it comes to spirituality, doing like tarot cards, doing like readings, and like doing that type of stuff costs. And so getting Bible scriptures and interpreting them for somebody, you're not supposed to charge for that. You know, buy the truth and sell it not. So it's a little different when it comes to spirituality versus being a Christ follower, even though that is a form of spirituality. You do what? But anyway, the only like living he was making off of it was being famous on YouTube. And so he really, to be very honest, he actually was clout chasing. Now, based off of the video that was posted yesterday, concerning him basically saying like, none of this is real, none of this matters, to be very honest with you, you are right in a way. But you forget we are still in the 3D matrix. So, what's your next step? Are you gonna go get a job since you're not making YouTube revenue anymore? Are you gonna stay at home, play video games all day? Are you gonna die? We haven't made the 5D shift yet. So we don't know what life's gonna be like after this point. All we know is we have to manage what we're doing in 3D life right now. I'm not gonna say that Vaughn is completely incorrect with the things he was saying. A lot of what he was saying was true. But the bottom line is we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And I know that has been beat over your head time after time. And I know some of you, I know I was tired of hearing it for a while. But I know some of you are probably sick of hearing it. But let me break it down for you for a second. Understand or understand that self never dies. The flesh dies, but self never dies. Some people believe in reincarnation. Some people believe in heaven or hell. Some people believe that we come back as, you can come back as a tree. You can come back as a different animal instead of another person. To be very, very clear, no one has the one answer. Because to be honest, all of us could be correct in our own way, just in different ways. We're all energy. The same atoms and cells and molecules that make up my hand are the same ones that make up this tree. They're just constructed a little differently to where I have free will and I can move and walk, where this tree is only allowed to grow and produce leaves and fruit. So, it's a little different, but the concept is pretty much the same, if that makes sense. And now this is specifically like for the followers of vontoocut. Like, I know a lot of y'all are young. I think Vaughn is around the same age as Eli Chopper. And I might get a little emotional about the situation because I did not like what he said about Eli Chopper in his video. But I'm going to keep my composure and be as unbiased and objective as possible. But he made a comparison of himself in Eli Chopper. So he was like, people were accusing him of being an agent, that the government or the CIA was paying him to say this type of stuff to throw his followers off and to stop their spiritual journey. Here's the thing. We're at a point right now where people, the higher-ups, are not allowed to touch spiritual beings. Let me explain that again. The higher-ups are not allowed to touch spiritual beings. Okay? Now, what does that mean? It means we're protected beyond a point of anything. So, even if they were to get Chopper, it wouldn't change a single thing. All that would do is prove exactly what everybody was saying. Okay? That's all that would do. The awakening would happen 10, 100, 1,000 times faster. That's all that would happen. But that's not going to happen. Because here's the thing. Vaughn, you really can't compare yourself to Eli Chopper, okay? This man was making art and music this playing, bruh. His music was based around gang shit, bruh. Like, he went from, I no longer have to, well, he went from, I'm killing, robbing, stealing, all this drugs, all this stuff, to now, I have a garden, and I'm donating to the homeless, and all this type of stuff. Vaughn, to be honest, I had never seen you do nothing. I never heard about any videos or any posts or anything of you doing certain charitable acts. I'm not saying you have to boast about your charitable acts, but the media was going to cover Eli Chopper anyway when it comes to that type of stuff. But also, MJ say cheese? Okay, yeah. Okay, get down, please. But it's like, to go from shanking niggas and shooting them to having a spiritual awakening. How can you say that's fake, bruh? I know y'all the same age, but like y'all live some very, very different lives from my understanding. I don't know either of y'all personally, but I do understand where NLE came from. We both from Memphis, so I'm that's why like it kind of makes me mad. I don't like when people speak on Memphis rappers and they really don't know what they're talking about. So you can't say that this man didn't have a spiritual awakening despite his age, bruh. I understand that he just turned 18 and y'all are around the same age, but it's like, you can't say that going from gangbanging to having a spiritual awakening is fake. And then changing your entire music base. You don't understand. These folks are so money hungry that even if someone wants to have a spiritual awakening, they wouldn't even allow them to put out certain music. So why is he allowed to put out his music? Because he has enough ownership to be able to do whatever he wants to do. And that is what a lot of artists don't understand. They just sign contracts and they're tied to all the things that they're limited to say. Where NLE, he's able to say pretty much whatever he wants to say. And so, don't make that comparison. We all have different walks. So, no, don't even try that, baby. Yo, the timestamp was 11:11. That's dope. So, yeah, that's all I had to say on that. You know, don't come for NLE Chopper. I'll slap you, headbutt you, and then take your damn kneecaps. I'm playing about the kneecaps, but I will slap you and headbutt you, though. But yeah, that's it. I'm outside, in my pajamas, like always. But yeah, man, you know, this is why I just tell people to follow the Bible. It's like, I'm not saying, like, I ain't even actually, do I need to make a part 2? You know what, never mind. This is not the end of the video, so, sorry, I just forgot about this part. The problem is with Von, a lot of his followers were idolizing him. And this is why I say follow the Bible, man. Okay, the Bible specifically says, thou shalt not have any gods before me. If y'all were idolizing Von, you already broke the first commandment. You are supposed to only idolize the Most High. Now, if you don't believe in quote-unquote the Christian God, there is a God. And that same principle applies whether you want to say you believe in Christ or not. Okay? You're not supposed to idolize a person who is here on earth with us. They are teachers and they are spiritual guides. All right? So that's to you guys. You messed up, but you guys are young. So, like, it's understandable why you messed up. But here's also the problem with Von. You're aware of that. You are aware of that. Okay? You know that information. So it was very, very irresponsible of you to deliver what you said in the way that you did. That's bottom line. But yeah, I just tell everybody to follow the Bible. Even if you don't profess Jesus Christ as Lord, just read the Bible. If you want to gain wisdom, read the book of Proverbs. If you want to know about like spiritual gifts, it does talk about Jesus a lot in the Gospels. But I'm saying, what? Yeah, my son drew a picture in the dirt. Look at him. Ooh, good job, man. Okay, so you learn about what will be considered to be Christ-like consciousness, where we can do everything Jesus did, dude. I don't think people understand that. The Bible clearly says that Jesus said out of his mouth, there will be those who can do more than me. There will be those who do more than me. The disciples started doing all types of miracles and stuff after Jesus passed away, or after Jesus died and came back and then he left again. But, you know, that's that whole thing. But, dude, we can do everything that Jesus did. We just have to come into our Christ-like consciousness. That's the whole point. So I'm saying, if you want to know about, like, doing that type of thing, I think more people who, like, do tarot cards and who do magic, who do all that type of stuff, they'd be more interested in the Gospels and the book of Acts specifically, to know more about that type of stuff. But if you're just trying to live life, I recommend reading the book of Proverbs. That's where you can gain wisdom and learn about wealth and money. It was written by Solomon, who was the richest man in the world. He's still the richest man in the world to date. So until somebody crosses however much money he had, he's still going to be the richest man in the world, which is wild. It's pretty dope. But other than that, the Torah, that is the Jewish religious book, or holy book. But that is the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Yes. And so, yeah, read about that. That's where you learn about creation. That's where you learn about the basics of God. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And the thing about Vaughn too is, since he don't believe in, spirituality no more, my boy use a Hebrew, okay? Use a Hebrew Israelite. Use a Jew. Okay, my boy? So, if you don't believe in spirit anymore, your body, your physical self, your lineage, you come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? From the 12 tribes of Judah. Alright? So, you need to do some research on that just so you can know more about your actual bloodline. Because here's the thing that people also don't understand about that. All that happened in the Bible, then the slave trade, the Atlantic slave trade and all that stuff started to happen. That's where our paperwork and all of our tracking and all that got mixed up. But if you do enough research, going back to when Africans first came to America, or when we were brought over to America, not the ones who are already here. I'm not talking about the Moors. I think they're Israelites too, but I'm not sure. But the ones who were brought from Africa to the United States, if you do enough research and like amongst the Atlantic slave trade, and you read the Bible about where the 12 tribes of Judah are, then you're like, oh, okay, people just mix up paperwork. And they did throw away a lot of our paperwork. They threw away a lot of our documentation for us to keep track of that information. I guess they didn't want us to know that we were the children of Israel. I don't know. But regardless, yeah, that's where that connection comes from. So yeah, go ahead and connect with your ancestors, boy. I hope you have a good rest of 2020. I don't know where you're going after this. I hope you make some good decisions. And I'm not saying you have to apologize to your followers, but I just want you to send them an explanation and say, you don't have to follow me in spirituality anymore. You shouldn't have idolized me in the first place. But if you want a new teacher, I will no longer be teaching you. I recommend this person, that person, or even if you don't want to recommend anybody, you don't have to. Just say, hey, if you have a spiritual channel, comment down below and get my followers to follow you now. Y'all can unsubscribe from my channel, all this stuff. Like, just make it clear that they could take a next step and that it does not end with you. Okay? You're not Jesus. You ain't even Muhammad. You're not even Buddha, my guy. No. Okay? No. Don't make them folks end everything just because you said so. That's not fair. That's not right. Everybody has their own spiritual walk. Now they're a little bit damaged because of what you did, but this can be a big learning experience for all of them. But it's up to you to take responsibility and at least take more accountability and help them make that transition. If you choose not to, I mean, that's just shitty. But I mean, what you did was kind of shitty anyway, so I probably shouldn't even expect you to make a better decision. But regardless, so that's my advice to you. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye, Rainicorns. I'll see you in the next one.